Hello, welcome. I'm so excited to be here. So, Zoom and Facebook are not friends. I'm not sure with the new Facebook update what happened, but man, like, I don't know. So, they're just not talking together well enough for me to be able to do it. So, I'm hopping in a different platform, which actually is really cool. It's called Be Live. It's kind of fun. They do some great things in here for being able to go live in groups. And today, for Tech Tuesday, we're going to come in here. I'm going to show you not about Be Live, but I'm going to show you about a different program called JotForm. So for those of you who are trying to collect information from your audience, and I'm going to say information very loosely, JotForms might be your answer. So I'm just going to back up a little bit of why I have used it recently. I've known about it for a long time. I've filled out forms for other people on JotForms, but not actually done something for myself until recently because Google, and I have to say, I love the Google suite of products for the most part. There's a few things I don't love, but I had a Google form out there and I had all kinds of issues with this form. And I'm like, I never have issues with Google Forms. It always just works seamlessly. So I had to find an alternative. And I know a lot of people do love JotForms. So I headed over there, played around with it a little bit, and I was like, this is pretty sweet. So Google Forms is great. It's free. It's inexpensive. It's free. It's inexpensive. It's free. And it's integrated with all of your Google Drive stuff. So it keeps things organized really nicely. But JotForms has a lot more fancy and flair that you can do. So Google Forms, for these that are familiar, you can kind of change the color a little bit, maybe add in a logo, but JotForms, this is going to blow your mind. So with that, I'm going to start sharing. If you have comments, drop them below. I'm going to try to watch the comment box as best as I can. Let me refresh my screen so I can see it. And if I don't see them, I'll get to it sometime today, and I promise to always answer everything that you guys post. All right, so this is JotForms. So let me take off that logo so you can see it a little bit better, the whole thing. So this is JotForms. When you get started, they have a lot of templates and things. They have a free, I'm just going to I always like to talk about the pricing and stuff as well. So they have a free version, which gives you 5 forms. You can have 100 monthly submissions into that. You can have lots of views and, unlimited fields and that. So it does do quite a bit just on the free version. But again, it's not HIPAA compliant for those of you that need it. And then you get 5 forms. So that's not bad. They do have higher level plans. I would say that if you're creating a massive amount of forms, definitely look at those and see what you need. And for those of you who need HIPAA stuff, HIPAA compliant forms, they have that, which I think is a really big pro to everything. All right. So let me go back here and show you. So when you go in here to create a form, you can start from scratch or you can use a template. I'm actually going to show you the templates first, and then I'll show you the start from scratch ones. So when you come in here, they literally have thousands of forms. They have forms for everything. So for those of you that are starting a business and maybe you don't have your full website and stuff yet, but you want to take orders and things, you can do that here, right? You can integrate some payment stuff as well throughout these. But I want to talk to you because I know a lot of the audience here on events and whether it's workshops or full-blown events. And so how you can use these forms in a little bit different way is through feedback. So I'm going to go through here to the feedback forms, and you can just scroll through and see what you like and pick something. So maybe you're like, oh, I want something like this. We're going to preview it, see if we really like it. How can we approve? Pretty simple form here, right? So when you pick it, let's see if we have any other ones. Look at this one, has a lot of color. So let's do this one. So we're going to say we're going to use this one. It takes just a second to populate. And then you just click in here and you can delete things or change stuff. So Thrive, Epic. It'd help if I spell the business name right. Right? Thrive Epic Forms. We're going to save that. maybe you want to change this to something else. You can just click in here and just change anything you want. All right. So we're going to change that. Instead of name, we're going to type course title. And again, I'm just making up stuff. We can set it as a required question. Sublabel will mean the small little description. So it's like, ooh, which course did you just complete? Okay, just I can't spell well. Right? And it just immediately updates it over here. And then you're like, oh, I just created that. I'm going to delete. And it's that easy to go through and change this form. You're like, I don't like those arrows. I'm just changing that. So it's really fun to be able to build upon this, build upon your templates, and to be able to take things away at the same time. So we're going to add a column over here, next. Right? We want to add a row. We want to say, how are you today? Okay. It's so much fun. When I do these Tech Tuesdays, I tell everybody, if you use any of these systems that I demo, like you come here and you see it and you go off and you use it, come back and tell me. Like, I want to know, take a screenshot, drop it in the group. Like, I want to see the things that you're creating and you're building and you're using and you're doing. Okay. It does fuel me and it gets me excited when people reach out and be like, hey, I used that because of something that I was able to show you. So please always share back. If you don't like the general, you're like, I don't like this green, you can change it here. You can change the color scheme. I'm more of a, I like the white and the black with a little bit of color, right? You can just adjust things in here to however you want it. And then that's easy. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Oh, here's some settings in there. So if you have a name, when it reaches a certain amount, like the first 10 people who apply to this or who sign up for this or who leave their feedback, or you can open it. You can open things and disable things on certain timelines. And then you go to publish it. I'm actually going to preview it so you can see it. And so this is really what it'll look like when it's done and people will go to it. So kind of fun. I think that there's a lot of different ways that you can use it. I'm going to go back. Oops. Stop. There we go. So now you can see the form appeared here too. We had a training evaluation. So they do allow you to create folders. So for those of you creating massive amounts of forms, you can drop them in. So I would say this is probably the way that I would foresee like a lot of business owners using it as a way to solicit feedback for people. If you want to create a new one, you can totally start from scratch. I'm going to do the classic form here. It shows all the questions on one page. Card form shows a question and then they answer it and then it shows the next question. So those are kind of fun as well. But you add form elements here and you can just drag like, oh, I want to start with email, and you just drag it over here. And then I want them to pay. We're going to stick in the PayPal stuff and then it will ask you to set that up over here. So you just click through these things. They have widgets if you want e-signatures, checklists, right? All of this is such amazing stuff that you can do in this. Other ways that I see people using it, you can use it for job applications. So I actually just had something open to be able to get more help so I can serve more people and as well. So you can use it for that. You can use it for placing product orders, right? Sky's the limit on some of this. All right, I'm going to go back one more time. And then I'm going to show you, the card temp. I'll show you the card ones as well. So you can, again, go through these. There's membership forms, survey questions, order forms. Let's do an order forms. A few people will have. Let's do the pizza one. Who doesn't like pizza? So you can see there's 7 questions and they'll be able to hit next and go through some of this stuff. So they'll add things, they'll hit next, right? They go through, they hit next. So then when you would build out the form in the same way, right? Add the stuff that you want in here, the payments, and then I'll show you what this looks like. And again, you can delete it just like we did the other one. So I can't scroll. This is all I see is this pizza order form. So when I would hit next, right, I would go through and be like, all right, this is what I want. I want 2 of these, you know, let's hit next. It's not, I don't have the buttons loaded. Maybe it'll load. Hold on. Loading smart payment buttons. So if I had it all turned on and activated, it would probably show up here a lot faster. And then you go through, when do you want to pick it up? When do you want to pick it up? You know, the time this, right, in your phone number. And you go through it one question at a time. So I think it adds a little bit more in being dynamic as well. Because look, it's a nice colorful background. It's fun to go through, and you make sure that people hit everything that you want them to go through. So just another way to be able to use this system. You a self viewing, see. Um, I do. I I think I'm back. I've had tech issues for the last week and a half, off and on. So we're getting work done in the house, and I think it has a lot to do with that. And stuff keeps going out. So if I'm back, great, you can see me. If not, I'm not sure. And drop any questions below you have, and just get creative with using this. There's some fun stuff you can do. And again, you get 5 forms to try it out.